Yeah. Mic check. Testing. I can't hear anything. Testing, testing. There we go. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Zaleski Sports, Cuba City, Pacelli. Testing 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Testing 1, 2. For this girls basketball matchup. Sound good. And welcome to all of our sports fans watching here live on Zaleski Sports here at the Beaver Dam Classic here at Beaver Dam High School. It's some girls volleyball or girls basketball action going on right now, and it's the only matchup that we have here on Zaleski Sports for the day, and it's the Pacelli Cardinals going up against the Cubans of Cuba City. As Pacelli's starting lineup being introduced here. Braden Sutter, Brendan Retzloff here with you guys. We thank you guys for joining us here on this fine afternoon here on this Saturday. Second game of the year for this Pacelli's girl basketball program under Allison Smeglik, her second year as the head coach of this team. And there's tons of excitement headed up into this season if you're a Pacelli Cardinals fan, especially behind their number one player, number 22, Jaden Zadroik. She averaged around 25 points a game last year, and this Pacelli team came off of a really solid win on Thursday against Greenwood. That was a 57-38 final. But the Cuba City Cubans, they're also a team that cannot be reckoned with because they are just an absolute juggernaut of a team put all together in Division 4 under Jason Derby. And Jason Derby, the work that he's done with this team has been phenomenal as well, coming off of a very impressive 70-35 win against Columbus. So they're 1-0 coming out of the Southwest Wisconsin Activities League are the Cubans. But this Cuban team lost their Division 4 championship game to Laconia last year as Pacelli wins the tip here to begin the afternoon. Zadroik has it at the top of the key. Bringing around Pionic. That's going to be Elko looking around. This Pacelli team only built up of 8 players on their roster, but all 5 of their starters are very consistent players, and they can definitely ball. Pass it towards the outside, back over to Rowe, and the 3 is up and no good, coming from Rogers. And Zadroik with the board. Cuba City has a lot of depth under their roster. Altogether, a total of 15 players. Set as this one gets turned over. Pionic couldn't find Elka on the pass, and Rowe brings the dish inside to Vosberg for the first basket here of the afternoon. Ella Vosberg, the 5'10" senior forward for the Cubans. Strike on the outside, baseline J, no good. Rebounded by the Cardinals, and it's going to be Van Order, and Van Order airballed it. Pionic with a great save, though, and Elka able to come up with the ball. Pretty solid effort here. And it's going to be tossed up, no call. Some Pacelli fans are asking for a foul there. Pretty solid defense from the Cubans. Vosberg again on the inside. It's going to be a 3, and that's another air ball as well here. And that time it was actually Rowe who had a little too much air underneath it. So only 2 points scored in the first 2 minutes of the game. Zadroik, the leader of this Pacelli team in points per game. Very agile. Finds Yenter on the baseline. Down under, couldn't finish. Pacelli got their own rebound again. Offensive rebounds. Helping out this Lady Cardinal squad. Pass inside to Van Order. She can't come up with it. Another turnover here. So Weinman with it. Bringing it around the perimeter. By the numbers, Pacelli with the zone defense, and there it is, the center, and D. Chris with the basket. 6-foot senior, number 44. And that's also where the Cubans have plenty of an advantage with their height. Pjanic couldn't finish it. Had the shot off the glass with an opportunity. Just left it a little too strong. This three, no good offensive rebound here for the Cubans. Pass it inside, back out to Weigman. Hits the three ball. So a 7-0 way to start the game here for the Cubans. Pacelli's got to come up with some kind of response here. Fosberg playing some great defense on Zadroik as Zadroik kind of just tossed that one up. Rejected from behind by Christ. Toss it from the baseline back. Elka has it. The Pacelli team last year didn't have the ending they wanted to. The three from Van Order. And she hits one for the first points here of the day for the Cardinals. Back to a 4-point contest, and there it is. Christ again on the inside. And she's going to be so tough to guard down in the paint. Pacelli trying to work around screens here. Pjanic, a couple of bounces off the rim, couldn't finish. But this Pacelli team came off of a regional semifinal, or a regional final loss last year to Athens. And there was tons of hope around this Pacelli team, set up as the 1 seed headed into the tournament in Division 5. How about the J-hook from D. Kristen? D is having herself a pretty great start to the afternoon. 6 points for D. It's 11-3. We'll be right back for some more girls basketball action here on Zaleski Sports.
When it comes to vehicle maintenance and repairs, Stevens Point knows you can always put your trust in Auto Select. Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is often an inconvenience, but with locations on Highway 10 East and Church Street in Plover, Auto Select will have you back on the road in no time. Enjoy their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. Quality, dependable, automotive care experts you can trust in Stevens Point, Plover, and in Weston. At Auto Select, you're good to go.
If you're looking for delicious, you've found it at Rock and Roll Cafe in Stevens Point. This family-oriented 50s-themed cafe is open 7 to 3 daily with a great diverse menu of American and Mexican breakfast and lunch options. Enjoy dine-in or carry-out 7 days a week and always served quickly, fresh, with a smile. For the full menu and more about this local Stevens Point gem on Stanley Street, visit rockandroll.cafe.
Welcome back, everybody. We're still in the middle of working out the scoreboard. We've been able to update what the scoreboard says. Maybe it's the connectivity that's been going on, but nonetheless, today's game is presented by Auto Select, Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you're good to go. Yenter at the top. Finds Zadroik, and this Cuban defense playing complete man coverage right now, and it's been an issue for the Pacelli offense as Droid kind of just threw up a prayer there. Just nothing doing. So Rowe looking around, and it's stolen by Zdroik on the out. So the Cuban offense, they've kind of ran into a couple of turnovers on their part as well. Pacelli trying to get the double team there on Christ, and that time they were able to. Zdroik a little between the legs action, a little pump fake, and a push off. It's going to be the first foul here of the afternoon.
Foul goes against first team foul against Cuba City. Into 3,
Haley Krzyzewski into the game for the Cardinals. Almost stolen and taken away. Zdroik open on the 3. Couldn't finish. Pjanic with the rebound. The fight inside and falling to the ground. And a timeout taken by the Cardinals as Pjanic was able to maintain possession of it. And as we take another timeout, we will send things to another commercial break. We'll be right back in a bit here on Zaleski Sports.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, everybody. Still getting our scoreboard figured out here, so bear with us. It's an 11-5 game right now with just over 11 minutes to go here in the first half. Christ again couldn't convert off the glass. It was a really good feed underneath. Krzyzewski at the top, and that one just taken away from D. It's going to be thrown up and no good as a foul is called on the play. Ashley Rowe kind of just heaved one up there. So Droid called on the foul. The sophomore. Rowe, the junior, hits the first one. 12-5 game, make it 13-5. As we're now operating, looking pretty good. Zdroik into the double team. Open is Yenter, and Yenter just ended up putting a little too much underneath it. Had the right look, especially when Zdroik can get it off of that double team to the open player. Pacelli definitely has something that they can work with. But right now, their shooters just are not converting. Stolen by Zdroik. Right behind her's Vosberg. And she's fouled with the finish. Sending the sophomore to the free throw line. The Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro free throw line. And Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel is the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never even happened. Cannot make that one, so it stays 13-7 here. Just over 10 minutes ago, a good find underneath the reverse. No good. And still fighting after it and getting her own rebound. Tossing it towards the middle of Vosberg. And Vosberg with the finish. How about the rebound from Summer Rogers off of her own miss for the Cubans? A pretty solid finish underneath it, and Vosburg able to complete the three-point play. 9-point game here in Beaver Dam. Zdroik off the double team again, leaves Pionic open, down towards the baseline. Zdroik from the arc, the finish. And when she gets hot from that spot, you gotta look out, because she was dominant last year as a freshman shooting the three ball. How about this one from Ingersoll? She responds with the tray. So there's Allie's first three here of the afternoon. Yenter jumps up and couldn't complete the J, and jump ball. Possession arrow to go to the Cubans. Good job not giving up on the play. By Haley Shashetsky. But Ashley Rowe also did a great job, and she was kind of shaking her left hand a little bit there. So there's a little bit of feistiness there, and the finish from Rowe. Great feed from Vosburg again. They've been working together for quite some time. And a foul call off the ball. It's going to be on Ingersoll here. Kind of saw Zdroik getting grabbed. Couldn't free her up from her route. So on the inbound here. Zdroik in the corner. Double teamed right away. Bounce pass to Cashing. Finds Van Order. Van Order left it short. Front iron. Leaving a lane towards for Vosburg. And Vosburg off of her own rebound, which gets the finish. And it's a 13-point lead for the Cubans. Just about 8 minutes to go in the half. Great fat pass inside of Shashetsky as she'll go to the free throw line, and Christ gets her first foul. That's actually Chris' second foul here of the game, and that's a huge spot to be in right there. 2 fouls in the first 10 minutes of the game for your top center. Leaves a lot less height on the floor here for the Cubans. Here in the second game of the season, both of these teams 1-0. Looking for an over-the-back call, not going to get that call. The Cubans do end up with it. Vosburg again. Couldn't finish. And Shashetsky and Vosburg going at it. And this time Pacelli will get the jump ball. Alma Vosburg was a huge reason to why the Cubans made it to that Division IV championship game against Laconia last March. The madness was real then. Long three from Zdroik. And she was able to get her own rebound. Inside of the lane, kicks it outside, and there's going to be a foul off the ball again, and I think it's going to be on Wagman. Actually, it's going to be an offensive call here. No foul. Timeout on the floor. And we'll take a 30-second TV timeout. We'll be right back for more girls basketball here on Zaleski Sports.
Pacelli Funeral Homes has been serving the Stevens Point and Plover area with the very best in funeral services. Today, as a fourth-generation local business, Pacelli Funeral Homes takes pride in helping members of our community when they need it most. The loss of a loved one carries so many challenges and often comes with so many questions. Find answers, professional services, and all the compassion and support you'd expect at Pacelli Funeral Homes, with locations in Stevens Point and Plover, and online at PacelliFuneralHome.com.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, everybody. Today's game is presented by Mutual of Wausau. Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. I'm not sure what's going on at the bench of Cuba City, but it looks like D. Christ is on her feet for something. How about this three for Rowe? Couldn't get the finish. Rebounded by the Cubans again. Tipped, and Pacelli off the turnover here. We'll see if they can convert. Down 13. Citroik running right into the defender. And that was Rowe. And this defense of Cuba City is becoming trouble for the Cardinals. And another bump. That time a foul is granted.
Ashley Rowe picking up personal, her first 15.
So that's going to be the first foul here of the night on Ashley. Sun's already going down, and so Drake able to come up with this one, and now another call as Summer Rogers kind of left her right foot out there, and it almost tripped Zdroik. So that's the sixth foul here on the Cubans, and one more, and Pacelli's in the bonus. Van Order guarded by Vosberg. Finds Pionic. Outside. Zdroik spinning around. The J from the baseline, no good. Got her own rebound, and the finish. You can tell Jaden's getting a little tired out there. The three ball, left it short. Rebounded by the Cubans and Ingersoll. Weigman leaving the defenders off their feet, and a good, solid defensive stand from Kaylin Yenter there. Here into this 11-point game, kind of force that pass to Pionic on the baseline. Now she's looking around for numbers. Nothing doing, and turns it over. And now into the double team. The Cubans get out of it, leaving a 3-on-2. It's going to be the three ball from the corner for Ingersoll. Allie Ingersoll with her second tray from the corner. 14-point lead for the Cubans. Plenty of time in this game. 5:30 to go here in the half. Yenter just forced that pass inside, and Allison Smeglik did not like that decision. The three, no good. Rebounded by the Cardinals, and they're going to slow it down here. But you can tell that Jaden is gassed out there. She's doing everything she can right now, but the rest of her teammates not really helping out too much in the points for this Cardinals team. Got to get more players out there to get on the scoreboard. Ingersoll from the same spot. Number 3. And this is turning into a beatdown quickly. 17-point deficit. Pionic is going to bank it home. Allie Ingersoll, though, she has been on fire from that corner. I would not be surprised if they try to go to her again in that spot. She's just been so good from there, and a pretty good shot decision from Ashley Rowe, just couldn't finish. So Drake driving, spinning, weaving, underneath to the basket. No good. and she's still fighting for the ball. She says, if you guys can't do it, I'll try to go do it myself here. Vosberg couldn't get it, fouled, and she'll go to the line. So Ella was the one called for the foul. It's going to be Ella Vosberg at the free throw line. And here goes Sammy Sankey and Haley Shashetsky back into the game for the Cards as Yenter and Van Order check out. Converting on both the free throws is Vosberg. And this right here is why this Cuba City team, they're one of the best teams in the state. Obviously, it's early in the year, but they have plenty of depth as well as height and range that you can work around in. Detroit is just getting obliterated by the double team right now. See what types of adjustments are going to be made to work around for her. Pionk from the three-point arc, no good. Some of Pacelli's shot decisions just haven't been there either. Shashetsky standing tall on defense. It's Ingersoll. Couldn't hit it. Rebounded again. Vosberg underneath. That's already 10 points for Ella Vosberg. 32 in the game for Cuba City. Pacelli looking very stationary with their offense. The only thing that I'm seeing right now is Zdroik running up and down the court. I think this is just one of those matchups, though, that is such a Goliath of a team against another team that has a potential to become a Goliath of a team, but right now they're just not playing their fundamentals correctly. Vosberg again. She's got a dozen. 20-point lead. Things are getting scary quickly. And Zdroik, she's just gassed. Allison Smeglik looking for answers for her team right now. And right now, it's just almost looking impossible. Even a wide open three opportunity, and no good for Wagman. Pacelli just playing very much up-tempo and plenty of turnovers thus far here in the first half. That double team is just lethal right now from Cuba City. Another turnover underneath. Bank it home for Rogers. Summer Rogers has 5 points here tonight. Once again, the double team incoming. Van Order, nice pass inside to Elka. Able to finish that. Final minute 15 here of the first half. Fakes it. Might have saw some movement there. No travel call, though. To the corner. Back up top. Inside. Bounce it. Throw it up. No good. Rebounded. Three ball. In the air. Money. Emily Wagman. Shutting down this Pacelli team here in the first half. Van Order might have stepped out of bounds. Didn't look like her foot was out of bounds, but once again, just wasn't the wisest decision of that pass to make there. And it's going to be, once it's halftime for Pacelli, it's going to be hit the reset button. Down by 23, and it looks like Rowe is going to hang on for the last shot. Now to Weigman. The Cubans right now in complete control, taking over Beaver Dam here today. Rowe fakes it on the elbow. No good. Last second of the half, and they're just going to let the clock go to 0. So that's going to do it for the first half of play, and what a half it was for the Cuba City Cubans and Pacelli. They're going to need to come up with plenty of answers as they head to their locker room. Down 23, 39-16. We'll be right back for more coverage here on Zaleski Sports.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Bauer & Fine has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
Hi, I'm Shad from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Drop it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Shuda Funeral Home in Stevens Point and Plover is your local, family-owned and operated funeral home providing families with compassionate, individualized, and affordable services when you need it most. The loss of a loved one is a difficult fact of life that Shuda Funeral Home will ensure you won't have to face alone. Shuda Funeral Home will guide you through the process from in-person visitations to creating obituaries and tributes. Pre-planning can also be a great way to ease these topics for your family. Learn more at shudafuneral.com or bring your questions and stop in.
For those about to shop, we salute you. We want you to let loose and choose a deal that best suits you, cause we're thunderstorm.
Mittens has gotten down and dirty with deals on furniture, done dirt cheap.
Mittens in Marshfield is
back in black
all month long for Black November.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip,
I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
So after a couple years of this, it's time for more money, better opportunities. That's where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Is style your thing? Scene change, great outdoors. Or maybe it's an experimental thing. Or getting everyone on the right path. And no matter yours, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, helping you get the career you'll love.
In every department at Dahl Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. Sales staff with a deep knowledge, not just of cars, but how to build relationships. A service team who always double checks each other's work. Dozens of people you may never meet who've been working for years to make buying and servicing a car feel fast and easy. In over 100 years at Dahl Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Dahl Auto, simple.
Back here in Beaver Dam, the Beaver Dam Classic. A 39-16 score at halftime. Who would have thought that was going to happen? I don't think probably all these people in the audience thought this game would go in this type of direction. I think a lot of people, though, were thinking Cuba City was the favorite going into it, but not this badly or this significantly. And Pacelli, they're going to have to do a lot of different things coming out of the locker room to come up with answers. And I think based on what we saw in the first half, I think the best answer is going to be Pacelli to apply a full court pressure and to be able to somehow navigate out of those double teams that have been played so well by Cuba City. So you have to give tons of credit to Cuba City for what they have been doing thus far in this game, especially between Ashley Rowe and Ella Vosberg on their double teams covering Jaden Zadroik. Because going into this game, we said Jaden Zadroik, she is the #1 player in scoring for this Pacelli team. So what do you do as the defense? You shut down the #1 scorer on the team to leave it up to the rest of the team, and so far, the rest of the team has not been able to come up with anything. So there isn't really too much adjusting that Coach Jason Derby has to do with his team. I'm sure he's telling them we played great defense in the first half, maybe a few bad shot selections. Try to focus more on making some better shot selections there and keep playing the defense that you've been playing, because it's really been working. And if Pacelli is able to find an adjustment, that's when, as a coach, you call that timeout, make that change to your defense. And right now, the man coverage with maybe that one extra defender running up to cover on the 5'10" sophomore is really going to do some damage. So a 39-16 game. Pacelli still hasn't exited out of their locker room. The Cubans are on the floor shooting around. Other than that, though, this Cuba City team, they put up 70 in their last game against Columbus. So there's plenty of points that get scored throughout this team. As you see, they have 39 on the scoreboard right now, so might be averaging quite a bit of points this year, and they're trying to get past that extra step of being in the championship game for Division IV, but this time actually winning it and winning one of those gold balls. And Pacelli on the other side, last year we talked about how they were. Jaden Zadroik, she was the top scorer for the team her freshman year. They only lost one starter on the team in Casey Vaughn last year, and she was a really great ball handler for this team. And Pacelli right now, more turnovers than points on the scoreboard, and that's really going to do quite a bit of damage to you. And right now it's showing. They're missing their favorite ball handler that they had last year in Casey, and they just got to make the adjustments now that she's graduated. This team pretty young. I mean, a couple of seniors in Yenter and Elka. Otherwise, it's young throughout, and Cashin as well, but it's just a very young squad. But I was talking with Allison Smaglick going into the pregame of this one. She said, I don't know what we're really going to expect out of this team, but she talked about how she was disappointed about how things went last year and how she thinks this team can avenge that loss from last year to Athens in the regional final and get past that regional spot, make it to the sectionals, and maybe advance forward to state in Division 5. But here we go. Second half underway. We'll see the types of adjustments Pacelli makes right away. Kick ball right away, and you kind of saw Yenter and Pionic run up on D. Christ there for the double team, and Zadrike with the steal. And she was looking for Pionic. She had her open, left the pass short, but Pionic able to tough it out and get the first points here of the half. So that's a pretty solid way to start the second half for the Cardinals. Ashley Rowe from the elbow. Got it to go. We'll see how much more Pacelli tries to feed the ball without forcing it. Lots of contact underneath, and Kaylin Yenter will go to the free throw line. So Ashley Rowe gets called for the foul, and it's a free throw presented by Jamie Wenzel, Serve Pro. The number one choice in cleanup and restoration, Serve Pro, like it never even happened. Pacelli has not made a single free throw yet tonight. That's another thing that has kind of been a weakness. It was a weakness of the program last year. That time, Yenter right on cue. Here's Rowe again. Feed it to D. And D rolled out. Vosberg back around. Great ball movement from the Cubans. This one, last touch by, it's going to be last touch by Pacelli. Once again, the Pacelli fans not fond of that call. Rowe, great feed underneath to Vosberg, and Ella Vosberg has 14. Taking advantage with the older players on the team, and Pionic off the glass. Gets it to go. Rogers looking around. Rowe is going to just throw this one up, and D. Christ on the rebound couldn't get it to go. And Pacelli to get possession back here. And this pass kind of forced a little bit by Elka. Another turnover by the Cardinals. Today's game is presented by Home Furniture. Fill your house and home with the best from Home Furniture. Sofas, sectionals, beds, recliners, lighting, tables, rugs, and so much more. Stop and kick your feet up and find the perfect fit for your home. Home Furniture with locations on Grand Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids and Post Road in Plover. What a cross-up by Zadroik. Trying to keep the handles going. Hand it off to her. And she takes a hit this time. Almost looked like she might have got hit in the face there. So Vosberg, the one called on the foul, and another forced pass by Pacelli, and it's a 3-on-1. And you're going to win that one every single time once you get up that many. Vosburg with 16. Haven't seen much of the double team on Zadroik yet. Yenter missed the pass again. And Zadroik called for the reach. And that might just be a foul out of frustration there. Today's game brought to you by Skis Meat Market. Skis Meat Market is your locally owned premier meat market filled with more than 30 flavors of brats along with chicken, steaks, beef, and more. They've got specialty grocery and deli meats, pasta and potato salads, twice-baked potatoes, and plenty of other Wisconsin meats, cheeses, and local products. Find it all under one roof at Skis Meat Market on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. Picks up the dribble again, wide open. Van Order from the corner, couldn't finish. Try to hit it out of Vosburg's hands there. 24-point game. Rowan almost looked like she walked with the ball and then able to get the pass off, and she'll take the three. Left it short. As she kind of laughs that one off. Both of these schools had to travel a little bit of ways to get here over to Beaver Dam. Almost 2 hours for Pacelli and maybe just a little bit more than an hour for Cuba City. This is a 2. No good. Rebounded by Pionic as she dribbles her way around. Off the glass. No. Got it back. Kicks it out. Zadroik from the 3. No. Another offensive rebound. Take it again from the corner. Yes. Jason Derby is going to call a timeout here. Pacelli gets it to within 21. They were down 23 going out of the half here. So 45-24 will send things to a TV timeout. We'll be right back here on Zaleski Sports.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Back here on Zaleski Sports. Today's game is presented by Pizarski Funeral Home. Pizarski Funeral Homes has been serving the Stevens Point and Plover area with the very best in funeral services. This fourth-generation local business takes pride in helping members of our community when they need it most. Place your trust in Pizarski Funeral Homes with locations in Stevens Point and Plover and online at pizarskifuneralhome.com. And that's going to be a walk here on row. She's been doing that a couple of times here tonight. That's the first one that she's got caught doing that. And Zadroik didn't notice the throw-in from Elka. Some of the little fundamentals, you never know. Van Order left this one wide. Get down the court here. Christ. Try to get it over to her Cuban teammate. Up and around. The 3 from Ingersoll, no good, but there to clean it up was Rogers. Summer Rogers up to 10 points. And Pionic will go to the line. The Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro free throw line, number 1 in cleanup and restoration. And services Serve Pro like it never even happened. Able to get this one to fall. Today's game is also brought to you by Culligan. Culligan Water specializes in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options. In and out, that one goes. 22-point deficit. Rowe inside, kick it out. Ingersoll from the corner. Allie Ingersoll, her 4th from downtown. How about that for number 4? Pacelli putting together a play here. What a rebound by Pionic to fight it off and take it off the glass. Quick pass down the floor. Bounce pass. Kick it out. Just a no-look pass from Rowe. That was a thing of beauty if they could have finished it. Rogers inside to Christ. Off the glass. Couldn't finish. Who's going to get the ball? It's a fight underneath. And I'm going to say Pacelli basketball. Today's game brought to you by Sandine Carpet One. Sandine Carpet One on Post Road in Plover is here to floor you with the best in all the carpeting and flooring needs. Whether for your home or business, you'll find help with choosing the right look and material to bring flooring to the next level. That's Sandine Carpet One on Post Road in Plover. Another turnover here. And now Vosberg is back into the game, top scorer for the Cubans. Ingersoll following her. How about Rowe with the floater? Pacelli just wasn't set up there on the defense. Zadroik spinning around, weaving off the glass. That's a solid piece of footwork from Jaden. Off the glass, no good, and Vosberg ended up hitting Van Order in the process as she gets the foul.
Vosberg picks up her 3rd personal.
Number 3 for 31.
In for Cuba City, number 44, Dia Chris.
Couple of these Pacelli players playing on the softball team just won a state championship this past spring. Pionic behind the arc, hands it off. Zadroik takes a little bit of a bump, bounce pass underneath, and rejected. Pacelli to get it back. D. Chris is a menace playing in the center. Especially on defense, too. She can get her hands up there, throw the paws, and block. Zadroik working around Chris. That's so tough to do. Pionic wide open. Behind the arc. The tray, no good. And we still see a lot of fighting for the ball. Couple of players on the floor. And it's going to be Rogers. Couldn't finish. Lots of physical ball still being played, even though the scoreboard says otherwise right now. Pionic on the baseline. Try to spin around. Kick it out. Zadroik from the 3. With the splash. You can tell she is just tired, but she's still going to keep playing. And that time it was Rogers Summer Rogers again.
Summer Rogers for Cuba City.
Rogers, she is up to a dozen. I believe there's now 3 or 4. I believe there's 4 Cuban players that have scored at least 10 points here tonight. Looking at Vosberg, the leading scorer. Then you also have D. Christ. Same for Summer Rogers, and also for Allie Ingersoll. From the corner, looking towards D, and that time turned it over. 8.5 minutes to play here in regulation. Yunter pulls up, stops on a dime. Kind of lost the dribble, cashing in the game here for the Cardinals. Pacelli very small roster-wise in depth. Pump fakes. Dribble between the legs, spin. So much dribbling between this Pacelli team. Krzyzewski with the rebound over the back here on Christ. It's going to be a foul on the ground, though, so Pacelli will just inbound it. Today's game presented by Ridgetop Exteriors. Just like these players bring their best to the court, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. From roofing projects to siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and score big with trusted, local, affordable service. That's Ridgetop Exteriors. Rowe inside of Osberg, kick it out. Ingersoll from her spot, and one. Ellie Ingersoll from the corner tonight has not missed from that right-hand corner. Just absolutely lethal. She's made 5 from that spot. 5 for 5 on the right corner. It's almost like a NBA 2K player getting their shooting ability. Just impossible to stop. And how about this one? Banking it in for Weigman. Weigman's almost at 10 points as well. 7 minutes to go. Van Order with the left hand. She just kind of underhanded that one. Christ outside for Rowe. Rowe's going to swoop it in there. Ingersoll again. Oh, my goodness. She's got that 2K ability. Number 6. All you have to do if you're the Cubans is find her in the corner, and Ingersoll, she's going to have the answer for you. Zadroik just weaving around, and she falls to the ground. No call. Lots of frustration, though. Ingersoll is going to go for the 2 this time and fall to the ground and get fouled. That might have just been a I'm not having you score this point here type of defensive play. Going to lead Ingersoll to the free throw line. How about this? If Ingersoll makes one of these free throws, she leads the team in scoring. Up to 62 already with 6:13 to go here in regulation, and Zadroik will take a seat. She took a pretty big fall to the floor on that last possession. And just like that, Allie Ingersoll leads the Cubans in scoring. Pionk dribble drive. Kick it outside, Cashin. Work around the arc. And Haley Krzyzewski thought about taking the three. Forced the pass down to Pionik, and Pionik got the finish. All of the Pacelli basketball fans look back to the game last year against Pittsville for essentially a conference championship in the CWI South. And Maddie Pionik hitting that buzzer beater to win the game goes down as one of the better moments and one of the great moments for the Pacelli girls basketball team in recent years. Whoa. Jump ball. Pionik's tough, though. She'll get dinged up in any way, and she will stay in the game. That's how much of a fighter she is on and off the court. She also delivered a huge moment for the softball team in the state championship game, playing as the third baseman, and made a diving catch off of a bunt attempt. It was just a great moment. Maddie living up to her name. The three, no good here from the Cubans, and it's going to be Van Order up the floor. Couldn't get it to go. Out of bounds. Last touch by Pacelli and Kaylin Yenter. Going back to last year as well, I brought up a point in one of Pacelli's games about Van Order, how she dribbles. I said she almost dribbles like Isaiah Pacheco runs the football. And she found that comment to be pretty funny. She talked to me one of those times after one of the games and was kind of just playing around about how I was making fun of her in that instance. But it's all love for these teams. Even though it's a 31-point game right now. Krzyzewski decided to pass it towards the middle, and it's just so hard to get anything in the paint there. Krzyzewski off the miss, no good. Last touch by Pionik, and it will go to the Cubans. Just over 4 minutes to go. But right now, I believe all the players on the floor for Pacelli all played on that softball team that won the state championship this past spring. D off of her miss, and Chris tried to go up with it. Krzyzewski was saying no as she draws the foul. Christie's up to 4 fouls here tonight as well. And last touch here by Yenter. So Krzyzewski up to 3 fouls. Surprisingly, we have not seen the other backups here as Pionik stepped out of bounds on the steal attempt. These refs are not going easy. Although a difference of the game is what it is right now, they're not letting that one fly by. Might have been the correct call, though. Pionik on the steal. No one up ahead of her, and she gets the finish. And just as I said, I'm surprised Pacelli hasn't sent in their other backups. Allison Smeglik ready to send them into the game. Pionik with a nice Euro step. Pionik was a bench player last year, but she almost averaged 10 points a game. Now she's found herself in that starting role. Getting this one to go for the Drano was Lainey Welp. Welp, the 5'3" junior for the Cubans. Plenty of points to go around the board here tonight, and Smeglick will take the timeout to send her backups in, and that's probably going to do it for a couple of her other starters. It's a 67-38 game with just around 2.5 to go. We'll be right back here on Zaleski Sports.
Hello, Wisconsin. Jake Feltz here from Feltz's Dairy Store in Stevens Point. Bring the whole family for fall fun 7 days a week from September 21st to October 26th. Whether you're exploring one of our 3 corn mazes, picking out the perfect pumpkin, or bouncing on our giant jumping pillow in the fun farm, there's something for everyone this fall at Feltz's Dairy Store. Feltz's Dairy Store in Stevens Point. Food, family, and fun.
On Zaleski Sports. And how about this one? Pionic drawing the foul. Getting the and one here.
Pionic will be at the line.
But very early here in the basketball season, so plenty of time for things to change, for adjustments. As Pacelli has made their switches. Welp with the J. No good. Rebounded underneath by Daughtery. And that's Bethany Daughtery. Haley Krzyzewski up to 4 fouls here. This one rolls away. It's going to be an over and back. 2:14 to go. High pass over. Inside. Krzyzewski with the finish. Pionic on the assist. This one taken away. Pacelli's got a 2-on-1. And the coverage inside. Couldn't get it to go. Take it around the baseline here. Underneath, Daughtery. Fighting in between, and I haven't seen that before. The players on the same team fighting for the ball and the rebound. And it ultimately turned out to be a turnover. You don't see that happen often. Pionic kicks it out. For Sankey. Now around. Outside again, and nice move by Maddie. Underneath, and Maddie's putting a good total up on her points scored here this afternoon. Off the steal, and it's just her all alone. Pacelli gets it to within 20. They were down 31 not too long ago. The long three here in the final minute of regulation. No good. Daughtery on the rebound. The spin around Jay. Interesting shot selection. Got the ball back. Pionic rejects it. Says no. Pionic's just still playing really tough. Finding Krzyzewski underneath. Inside the paint. No good. Out of bounds. 36 seconds to go. And this pass taken away by the Cubans. Underneath. Got it to roll in. That was for Brooke Terpstra with the solid finish. 69-47. Lexi Koenigs with the ball here. Kick it outside to Sankey. Sankey, bounce pass underneath to Krzyzewski. Rolled it in. 7.8 to go.
Foul was called on Doherty, 2 on her at the line. Krzyzewski.
So with the final 7 1.8 remaining. Here's the and one. Krzyzewski gets it to go with the Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro free throw as this ball goes out of bounds, and it gives... Thought it was going to give Pacelli a chance here to score one more time, but they ended the game clock. I think there should still be a little bit of time left. They're going to put 7 seconds up on the clock. That's pretty generous. I thought there were about 4 seconds when it went out of bounds. So Krzyzewski off the inbound. Take it. Lost it. Out of bounds. Last touched by the Cubans. The Cubans will go up to 2-0, and Pacelli will fall to 1-1. Foul again, and they are still going to continue playing.
Lexi Kane picking up the personal, her first.
For Pacelli fans, though, you could see the second half of being a win. Put in more points up on the scoreboard than the Cubans did, but granted, Cuba City probably had their backups in for about the last 4.5 minutes or so of this game. A 69-50 final score here in Beaver Dam. The Cubans take it over the Pacelli Cardinals, and we will send things away to our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Nasonville Dairy, get your fresh cheese curds made daily. Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. We'll be right back.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Welcome back, everybody, to our Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Brendan Retzloff here. Braden Sutter with us as well, doing the production work, and very much appreciated. Final score here, though, a 69-50 game here in Beaver Dam for day number 2 of the Beaver Dam Classic, and this was only one game that Pacelli was invited to go play for, but it was a really tough battle all throughout, because this Cuba City team, the Cubans, they are still proving that they are one of those best teams in Division IV girls basketball, and it just proved true. So many players for their team had double digits in points, and it was overall an outstanding performance. Ella Vosberg played terrific ball, 16 points in the game. You want to look at Allie as well. Allie Ingersoll hitting those three-pointers from the corners, had about 6 or 7 of those three-pointers, just became absolutely lethal from that spot. And lethal is the perfect statement to say for her type of performance. But also talk about the big center, the 6-footer, number 44, in being Christ. She had an outstanding performance as well, had 12 or 14 points in the game. And it was just dominant performances all throughout from Jason Derby and his squad. And things are looking up for them. And I think that based on how their teams played here, and this is only the second game of the year, there's a lot of bright spots to look at, and possibly might be able to take down that Division IV reigning champion in the Laconia Spartans. But for Pacelli, this was a game they lost in the first half. Things just got out of control too quickly. More turnovers than points scored in the first half, and when you have that stat on your sheet, you know it's going to be trouble. You're going to be dealing with the struggles, and they just decided to hit the reset button right after the halftime mark, and they were able to put up more points than the Cubans in the second half, so that's the bright spot that you have. Put up about 34, 35 points in the half. I think, I believe they had 18 points at halftime. So they got up to 50, so 32 points in the half. And it was just, it was a tough game for Pacelli to play at. And they knew what they were facing. And Allison Smaglik told me in the pregame she knew what she was going to be facing, and they were excited to have the opportunity to go ahead and play a team like Cuba City, but as well as get to see this environment here in Beaver Dam, because this is a really nice facility here at Beaver Dam High School. Both Braden and I agree, like, this is top-notch quality as one of the games getting prepared to get set up for, but there isn't really much else that we really have to bring up. I guess I can go through the upcoming schedules for the teams. Coming up on Monday for Pacelli will be against Manawa. And Manawa last year against Pacelli did not fare off very well. I remember Chase Lyons and I, we were both there for that game. Jaden Zadroik had herself a career day in Manawa. Put up like 34 points or something like that in the game, and that was like one of the first games of the year. So I guess that any of those days would be a career day, especially being a freshman that year. But going back to everything else, you just take a look at it. Cuba City now 2-0 on the year. They'll be playing Tuesday against Belmont. That will be at Cuba City. So the defending Division IV runner-ups will have that opportunity ahead of them on Tuesday. But that's going to do it for us. Here on Zaleski Sports, we thank you guys for tuning in and joining us once again. For myself, Brendan Retzloff, Braden Sutter, thank you for tuning in, and it was always fun to cover for this Pacelli team, knowing the history that I've been able to have with them. But I think you're going to get Brandon Bierncott throughout the rest of the year, Pacelli folks, but he does a great job as well. So always give support to Brandon over there as well. So many B names Brandon, Braden, Brendan.
There's another Braden up there. DC Everest.
It's just crazy. Anyways, thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great night.